Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Sylvia's Episode Talk. It is episode 10, and honestly, to mark the occasion, we have a very special guest. She's had millions of reads with her story. If you ever heard of her story, Melrose, well,
Melrose.
yep, Melrose, then you already know who she is. It is the incredible, beautiful, talented Amy June. Hi,
Oh, thank you. Hi.
how are you doing
So
today?
I'm really good. I'm really excited to do this. Can't wait.
Honestly, I'm really excited to have you. As soon as you're like, yeah, no, I'll do an author interview with you, I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. I was like so pumped when you're like, yeah, sure, I'll do this with you. I'm like, sweet, it'll be great.
I love doing interviews. I haven't done one for a while, so I might be a bit rusty, but I'm really excited.
Honestly, we'll be fine. We'll be great. I will let anybody who's listening know that if you do hear oinking or barking in the background,
It's not me.
it is not. Yeah, it's not Amy. It's not on her end. It's on my end. I have my dog and Scarlett's pig, miniature pig. It's a pet pig in the background as well. So if my mic does pick up on those, you will hear the oinking and all that. And I apologize in advance, but I can't control how animals speak. I can't, and he's just dreaming anyway. So we will get right to the interview. For those of you who don't know Amy, she's really well known in the community. So Amy, we'll get right to the interview. How long have you been a part of the community?
I started writing for episode 2017, so it's been about 3 years.
That is awesome. I've been on one of what I didn't think I was old, that I have been in the community longer than you, but I have. I started
Yeah.
in September 2016. So that's crazy. That we're like
Yeah.
just a few months apart.
Yeah, I mean, I found it quite late and I didn't realize you could write on it. So I had no idea there was a whole community. I had no idea you could like meet other authors. I had no idea that was it was just very unheard of, I think. I just didn't know that was a possibility. So I am really happy I found it when I
No,
did.
and
So I've been on there
honestly,
for 3 years now.
I'm glad you're honestly a part of the community, and it's good to have positive voices in the community. I
Yeah.
find
There's a lot of negativity, so it was nice to find people
I find
who
that there is some
can be
negativity and
positive.
drama, but not all the time. I find it's pretty
Yeah,
positive.
yeah, most of the time it is.
Do you, when there is, and this is just honestly, you don't have to answer it if you don't want to. I know I don't get involved in the community when there is drama, but depending on the drama, do you get involved or do you not get involved?
If it like affects
Curiosity
the
question.
entire community, I will speak up and I'll say something about it. But if it's just like a feud between two other people, I won't get involved.
Mhm.
If it affects a big group, then yeah, I probably would say something. But unless I was involved in it, I would not say anything at all.
Honestly, I think I'm in the same position as you. Unless it's somebody, that you know, or that, it's just somebody you just, I think it's somebody more if you know in the community that you know they're on it, I think then. But other than that, I'm the same as you. I stay out of it. If it's
Yeah,
between
I
two
mean,
people, I
if
stay
someone
out of it.
like a friend of mine, I will probably be like, yeah, that's my friend. Let's not hate on her, just kind of stick up for her. But I would never like intentionally bash somebody if I had no idea what was going on.
Hmm.
I've seen like people just say something and they probably may not have understood the whole situation. So yeah, I wouldn't put my foot in it if I didn't understand what was going on. But if I did, I probably would stand up for whoever it was, or just keep out of it altogether.
Hmm. Which I think is honestly the smart thing to do. And
Yeah.
there is always two sides to every story.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
unless you know both sides of the story, I think people should stay out of it. Or like as you said as well, unless you know what's going on, then you can kind of say something. But
Yeah. Absolutely.
there is always drama in the community. But I think that's like with
Always.
every community.
So I always wanted to relive my high school days, and I joined the episode community, and it's exactly the same thing, to be honest.
That reference. Oh my god, I love that. But you're not. I mean, you're not wrong sometimes with the episode community. It is high school drama sometimes, and you're just like,
Yeah.
really, this is going on.
And then you get issues which do need to be talked about. And I think if
Yes,
I think if you're talking about the drama that happened a few weeks ago, which isn't your normal drama, it's a real
it's a
issue. I
real.
think if you do have a platform, you do need to say something about it. And I'm not saying like if you don't speak about it, it's like not the fact you don't care. I think, but I do think people should say something and or at least say I stand with you, I'm with you, kind of thing. I support this. So I think that's very important to do as a community as well.
Mm-hmm. And I am very much. I'm kind of like that as well with you, kind of in that boat. Unless, oh gosh, this is going to be very wordy. That if you don't say anything, it's and I agree with you. It's not that you're not showing your support. It's just some people want to stay out of it. They don't want to.
Yeah,
It's not that they don't care about the issues at hand, but for some people, they just don't want to use their platform for that.
yeah.
Which, again, it's understandable depending on the person, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's. I think with when issues like this arise, it is quite scary to. I think it is quite scary for people to talk about. But if I think because we are such a big community, having a big group of support is no bad thing. I think it's great. I think I like how the community comes together sometimes with this.
Hmm. Which I agree with you as well. But I know when Jay Miley and I talked about this in the last interview, we brought up um shh, one moment, Ruby, get down. He's just sorry. Sorry, everybody. My dog, when he sits up, she's just like, "What are you doing? Why are you right beside my mummy? Oh, you're earring." So, for those of you who are listening, um, my twin's pig just decided to sit up, and we call it earring, meaning he's pouting. So he sits and his head's down, and he's just looking at you with like the little sad eyes, being like, "I want to do something, but I don't know what I want to do." And now he's going back to bed. But back to the topic. No, as I was mentioning with when I don't know if you've heard it, Amy, yet, but what Jay and I mentioned in the last podcast, what Jay Miley and I mentioned in the last podcast, we did bring up unless with the LGBTQ and with disabilities as well and mental health, unless you're in that person's shoes, you really don't know what's going on or how
Yeah.
to feel about it unless you're in that person's shoes. And I know that when we discussed it as well, for people that write about those kinds of topics, that they can either hurt the people or it can be well represented depending on if you do your